Dave Nader 1, 2, and 2 here, and today I got a little deck profile that my friend Ronnie, one of my subscribers, sent to me that he wanted me to profile on the channel, and I figured, it'll be a nice little quick video for you guys, a little interesting deck, and I actually really kind of like the thing. So anyway, let's get started. This is Blue Eyes White Dragon, Lord of the Red. A little weird, you'd think Lord of the Red would go in a Red Eyes deck, but being that he's a level 8 ritual monster makes him a little bit more akin to using Blue Eyes White Dragon, especially with Advanced Ritual Art, which is now to 3. But anyway, let's kind of go over some of the levels. We got the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon and the 3 Dragon Spirit of White. These are pretty much the most important cards in the deck, because without these it doesn't really work. And then you got Manju to search your parts, especially your Advanced Ritual Art. Maxi for draw. Ancient Whitestone is technically a tuner, but we more care about its graveyard effects, which is why we got Card of Consonance. But our main tuner we're probably actually going to be using is, what is this, Sage with Eyes of Blue, because you can use it as a tuner and its hand effect to kind of get the deck moving. And then we got Valor because it is searchable by Sage, and it's a nice little monster negation. Basically, the entire ritual engine is your Lure of the Red with your pre-preparation of rights, trade-ins for draw, and your double ritual spells. 2 Red Eyes Transmigration, basically because this is what your pre-prep target is, but it's not the best ritual kind of card because it's just a dumb basic ritual, and you really want to use Advanced Ritual Art because Advanced Ritual Art will mill your Blue Eyes White Dragons out of your deck. Then you got your 3 Silver's Cry to get back your White Dragon and your Blue Eyes, because these things are really, really awesome, and they're vanillas in the grave, especially this thing, this one's always vanilla. And this thing gets this little effect when it hits the field. Really, really good little card. And you can go into your Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which is probably the best synchro in the deck. You do have some rank 8s you can make, but I find myself only making Hope Harbinger if I'm ever actually making one. The rest of it, you just pretty much go into this to protect all your stuff. I'm not sure what these two guys are doing in here. This one can be made with Blue Eyes White Dragon, but this one you have to actually use a polymerization card. I'm not sure exactly why this is in here. I took the side deck out because I thought it was just gibberish. But it actually might have been important because I think there was a Dragon's Mirror in there. But anyway, the rest of this is just pretty standard stuff. Now the stuff down here is just stuff the deck could actually really use. Twin Twister would be great because you do get a couple of these like ritual parts that you don't need after a couple of turns. It would be fun to discard them, and it's a little susceptible to things like Solemn Warning, so it would be nice to be able to kind of knock that stuff out before you hit the field. However, with your white, Dragon Spirit of White and your Lord of the Red, both of them can pop spells. He banishes, which is great. That way you can kind of clear a back row that's established, but only if you can get these guys actually on board. And then he can actually pop monsters, which is get like 2 of these on board, you can really clear your opponent's board really quick. But Twin Twister could help. And the other one was Swing of Memories. This would just let you summon this thing again. It's not a quick play like Silver's Cry, but it'd be a nice one maybe just to side in against something that you really need against. And then last but not least is Saphira, Queen of the Dragons. I really like this card because it does say when a light monster is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, which you do a lot of, whether it's with Cards of Consonance, Trade-In, or Sage's Effect, or ARA to mill these things, it'll pretty much just how the deck works pretty much gets this thing's effect off, and it can either draw 2 cards or discard one, discard a random card from your opponent's hand, or add a light monster from your graveyard to your hand, all of which are actually relevant in this deck and could be really, really handy little effects. Obviously you'd have to run like a level 6 in order to use ARA, but you could put in the Himmelite, and I don't know, it might be kind of an interesting little thing. But anyway guys, let's watch some duels I recorded. Alright, these are against the AI because I think the DevPro server was down when I recorded this, and then I ended up borking the audio because I plugged my mic back in and I forgot to check the levels, so it was really clippy and terrible. But anyway, this first one's against Cosmos. It was a fun little duel. I think he bricks, but it didn't really matter. I opened particularly well, and he only got 1 draw off of the old Max C. Anyway, ARA into the Lord of the Red, and just kind of, let's just go and blast over whatever he's got. Now, the cool thing about this one was he tries to chain its destruction from battle effect, or immune to battle effect, and I just chain my Lord of the Red to destroy it anyway, and I get to go attack for a bunch of life points. Pachoo, pachoo! Alright, your move, Cosmos. And he's got 1 face down, so that's fun. And he's like, alright, whatever, set 3, end my turn. I'm like, ooh, boy. I'm like, alright, I don't like all that back row, so let's just activate Max C, just so I can chain Lord of the Red and swing at some of that back row. I don't know what it was, so I ended up getting a warning. That's a pretty good hit, but didn't really matter. And I won. Alright, this next one's against Monarchs, I believe. Yes. And this one was a fun little duel. It was actually a much better game because I didn't just completely destroy all of the strategy that the computer did. Although I don't think he opened completely well, because when your opponent shows you two, tenacity or Pandeity, it means they didn't open very well. But he got the Majesty's Fiend, which is kind of awkward for his deck to play, but it's still really good. So it means I have to actually use my Silver's Cry, which I'm like, do I want to do that? I'm like, yeah, I pretty much have to. Silver's Cry to get out the Blue Eyes White Dragon and actually destroy the Vanity's Fiend. He didn't open ideal probably, so that was probably why I ended up winning this. But I figured, you know what, let's normal summon, go into my White Spirit Dragon, and that way I have a really solid little field. And I can actually summon back, I think, another, the White Spirit, Spirit of White, to hit one of these face downs. I ended up hitting his that trap there, which was really good, and I could chain my Lord of the Red to pop the other card. So pew pew, double pop. Banishing that trap was actually really solid, because that means I don't have to deal with it later. What is it? I think I was like, do I really want to do that? I was like, yeah, I forgot he can actually negate graveyard effects, so that was like a thing. I was like, wait, what can this thing do? I was like, oh right, I can do that. So I chain 1, 2, 3 in order to stop that from using anything, and I destroy his, Escalation. Which, I don't know if that was a good idea, because that wasn't really hurting me, but Escalation can kind of come back and bite you in the butt, because every once in a while your opponent will have Aether in their hand, and then like they'll set a Monarch Stormforth, and then during your turn they'll tribute your stuff, and it's really kind of an annoying play. I'm like, so I think I should have killed the Edea when it was summoned, but I'd kill that guy anyway. And he doesn't do anything, so I think he couldn't actually tribute summon anything, so it didn't really matter. And I was like, yeah, sure. I think that was just me telling, trying to kill Azure. Anyway, at this point, I think I just got away from him. I don't think there's anything he can do. I'm just doing all the fun stuff, using my Lord of the Red to just keep wailing on everything he's doing. I got a double pop in. Pew pew. That's 2 pops in a chain, Lord of the Red. Woot. Even though the Monarchs wasn't really a very good hit. But anyway, yeah, I think we won this duel. I was like worried about maybe the trap, but then I realized he didn't have any in his graveyard because we banished the one he actually managed to play. So I'm like, oh, cool, we just swing for game and lead, woot. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Like I said, Ronnie was pretty proud of this thing. I think it's really cool. It's a lot of fun to play. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I'll see you guys next time. 15. 5-headed dragon. Now, okay, this thing isn't the best thing on the list. It's actually number 15. But I did want to put it on here because it is tied with 4 other monsters for the strongest monster in the game in terms of attack and defense.